Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 46 Day 3. It is a purple day, and today we are going to be running the Elemaugrim loop, of course, but something a little bit different with this time. Well, not too much different, pretty much the same thing, but it is, of course, we have pets now. So because we have pets now, we now have slightly more damage. So if we go under our little page thing here, we can see that we now have a +2 magic. Of course, we're only getting one additional one. But yeah, this little guy is giving us one extra magic. I believe people said at 2.75, he actually gives a whole another one as well. And then I guess he does nothing at 3 times. But yeah, it is possible to gain 2 total extra magic for a total of +3. But currently, I haven't gotten him upgraded enough to be able to do that. So unfortunately, we do not. But still, 2 damage, 1 extra. Still going to be coming into play a little bit, mainly because of how often we actually cast this thing. Might not make too big a difference most of the time, but still, that's a few extra damage that we didn't have before, and I could have killed it a little bit quicker. And I don't believe he's really gaining any bonus. Oh no, he actually is! He's using pure yellow! Oh no, all of our bonus has been negated by the fact that he also has a bonus, though. Why on earth is he using pure yellow? I guess he's trying to get some kind of weird silent one thing to go down. This team could actually be really annoying. If he gets silent one off, we pretty much auto-lose. We still keep Elemaugrim loop, but then if he gets a famine, it's just really bad, but... it should be hard for him to do that. He needs a lot of mana. We could try denying out some of his colors like brown, blue, stuff like that, since we barely use it. But anyways, let's just get into it. Don't think we need to change anything up. It is indeed a purple day. We haven't done barely any of our battles. We're actually way ahead of them, even though it doesn't look like it currently. It's because we haven't done our battles yet. I believe we're actually in 2nd place right now, though it doesn't seem like that just because, again, we haven't done our battles. But once we do, we shall take it. I believe everyone in my guild has been doing it every day, though, this time around. Except for one. We still have one person that hasn't done it, but other than that, then we do have everyone. But yeah, should be good to go. Let's get into it. What is that on his shoulder? Oh, it's for in the rock. The rock! Actually, it's called Rocky or something. I just named it the rock. Anyways, into the next one. Or into the first one, I should say. I haven't even started one yet. Also, hello everyone. Hello Danny. Hello TJ. Hello Dragon Ball Z fan. Hello Ravage. Hello Steve. Hello Bunny Killer. Hello Captain. Hello Traylin. Hello Mehmet. And hello everyone else. Welcome. But if you guys have any questions, anything you want me to go over, just let me know. No new content coming out tomorrow, I don't believe, unless it's a Treasure Gnome event, but I believe that's next Friday, not this Friday. I've been getting really lucky with the recent Treasure Gnomes. We got nothing off the previous Treasure Gnome. Also, I believe Salty confirmed / kind of didn't confirm. Hard to really tell. She just said that it wasn't, though we don't know for sure if that is the case, just in case. But because she sometimes doesn't give the most accurate of information sometimes. Normally she does, but she stated that the Treasure Gnome event will not have a higher rate for pet gnomes. So there's a pretty good chance that will be the case, where Treasure Gnomes will not have a higher rate during Pet Gnome events. I mean, Pet Gnomes will not have a higher rate during Treasure Gnome events, so we're only going to have a higher rate for specifically the Treasure Gnomes when that occurs. So that's a little bit unfortunate. I was kind of hoping we may be able to farm a little bit more pets that way, but nope. And they said that they likely will not be creating one specifically for the Pet Gnomes either, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. Okay, we can deny out his blue. I was just mentioning this too as something we need to deny out just to make sure he doesn't get a mercy down. Not the end of the world if he does, but something we'd want to try to avoid if we can. He actually has 2 things immune to burn, which means we only get a 10 gem spawn, but there's so many on the board we should be able to get away with it. And if we had full mana again, I'd just go throw it down again. But we don't, so we'll go take that and convert out those greens, and we should be good to go. We'll have his mana right back up, get right back into Elemaugrim loop. Doesn't even matter if we only have a few, it still kills out everything. And, did we take that red? It wastes 1 turn, but I guess we'll still go for it. Go for another Elemaugrim. Ooh, we finally missed, but luckily he shouldn't get full mana. And then we just go for that for the last little bit of mana, and easy. Should be a pretty solid 9,500 like it normally is. As long as nothing really bad happens on any of the battles. Also, if you... Oh, never mind, you can't replace it. I was going to say you could put a Yarrow Firemantle there. There's not too many replacements, actually, for this team, which is a little bit annoying. There's nothing viable to replace out a single one of these troops with. To do the same exact team. If you're missing even one of them, you actually would have to go a completely different team. Though you could easily go some kind of Infernus related team if you have that. Or even just go down the route of just physical damage. It doesn't necessarily have to be Elemaugrim loop. It's just what I use just because it tends to work pretty well. He's using a Mercy counter right here. As long as his first Mercy misses, we get full Hellcat and then we go from there. I actually probably should have set my banner to double yellow in this case, just so we get the quicker mana, since he's denying it out immediately. But it's not going to matter. We got a good enough start. He's going to go for that Mercy, but it's going to do essentially nothing. Just a little bit of heal and denying out my purple just a little bit, but we could easily just go clear out the board some. So he'll do that. That does almost nothing. Ideally, I'd actually want to use this yellow to red right now, but we don't have an extra turn, and the green's not worth taking, so I guess we'll just go and just take some yellows manually. So go move that. Hellcat still has nowhere to go other than on purple, which of course is the last color we want to try removing from the board. Other than, again, since he kind of did it, maybe we should go and join it. But, no, we're not going to. We're going to go and just, I guess, take a red, maybe try denying out some green there. Didn't end up getting that. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a slow start. I think we get alignment there, though, if he doesn't ruin it. So we'll take that purple, and he ruins it. Okay, we got it on brown. I guess we're just going to have to go for that before we have absolutely nothing to use it on. So we'll go for this again. Probably throw this on the green or blue. Which one's more threatening? Neither. They're both equally threatening. So I guess we'll do it on blue because I think it clears out more of the board. And there we go. Take that out for another skull. Need this thing to die out just so he doesn't get a random devour on me. That would be very bad. And this guy only has 1 immune to burn, but still only 2 spawns because we already killed out the other one. 11 gem spawn. I feel like this will miss. I'm tempted just to Hellcat before I do it, but then we won't have Hellcat mana, so I'm going to go for this. And it does indeed miss. Well, can't go for Hellcat now. I guess we just go and... Oh, how do we do this? He's just going to deny out the color anyways. Maybe we do go and hit him. Because he's going to deny it regardless if I don't have the turn. So we're going to go and deny out our own purple, just so he doesn't have it. And then we're going to go in Furnace, and then we have 2 things to go hit him with, and that should be enough to kill it. Doom Skull, and Skull ends up keeping us in the battle, and we'll do this for an extra turn and kill. Actually, I probably should have Hellcat that, just in case he revived. But there we go. What would you use on this team if you didn't have Infernus? Dragon Soul? The replacement would probably be a red-green mana generator like Dark Maiden. If you don't have a, if you don't have an Infernus. So with that, you'd be able to go and 2-turn it if you give it a +1 green, or 3-turn it if you don't, and basically just go and convert the yellow into something you need. This would work particularly good if you're up against a Mercy, because Mercy is really common on a purple day. So you could just go and Dark Maiden converts all yellow into any color of choice. So you could just convert the yellow back into purple, or you could convert it into red, or you could convert it into, well, basically there's those 2 colors. I guess technically brown as well, but red or yellow is what you'd want to, I mean, red or purple is what you're going to want to convert the yellow back into. And same banner unless you want to give it a +1 green to get it up quicker. Yeah, it'd play out pretty similar, except you'd have a lot less damage. But at least you keep the Hellcat alive, because you keep feeding HP to it. Dark Maiden gives HP to your first slot every cast it does. So if nothing else, at least you'll keep your Hellcat alive, especially if you have Elemaugrim fully traded. Her heal combined with the darkness will pretty much keep the Hellcat always alive. That's actually one of the other reasons we're using Elemaugrim here, other than the infinite loop. It makes sure that you don't have to use a skull reducer in the first slot. Like, we don't need 50% reduction or something like that in first slot. We can simply just reduce down their attack off of extra turns and deal with it that way. Okay, so Hellcat, where can we go? I guess nowheres. So Skull is tempting, just to make sure he gets less damage. Though us taking that means we're not getting mana, but we could just easily take mana by other means. So I am actually going to go for the Skull. He does have Agile, but luckily he didn't get it to trigger. Hellcat, we still have nowheres to do. Even if we wanted to, there's not even a single location. I guess we'll just go for a little bit of brown, try slowly working Elemaugrim up until we have purple alignment, and see where we go from there. Come on. Why don't you have it? We don't even have it on yellow or something. That's pretty useless to do it on. I guess we'll take the Skull over, hope we hit the Doom Skull, or hope he doesn't get it, and we'll he's just going to have to get that poke, I guess. That, or I could go directly for purple mana, hope it surges and go from there, and use a Skull Distract so he doesn't go crazy, and do that. I think I'm actually going to do that method. We could also take this purple and try for that Doom Skull, and that will still leave a Skull there, so you know what, we'll go for that. Oh! He went for it. Ow, 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 ow. No, stop it, the goblins. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can't watch. No, our win streak. Why, goblins, why? Why you do this? Why you gotta be like that? Well then, anyways, goblins, I hate you. Okay, we'll go take the yellow. Why? Why? Okay, we'll go and we could still technically win if we get enough Infernus going, though it is very unlikely at this point. That's goblins being goblins. Not much we could do about that unless we get a freeze on them. Okay, that Skull I have to take or it dies. We didn't reduce its attack enough. When Elemaugrim was still alive, he has that thing. If it explodes, we pretty much just instant die. Well, there goes our perfect win streak. Off one of the easiest teams, too. Or at least one of the high-scoring teams, not necessarily easiest. Well, I guess technically easiest. It's just everything dies to goblins eventually. And there it goes. Did he have magic buff? That seems kind of high on that final hit. But, rip. Well, then. Well, on to the next one. Luckily, this one's a lot easier to win. Okay. Also, my goblin team didn't get any wins. Maybe I need to go replace it back with the Siren, which is what he was using. Oh wait, was he using the Siren version? I just kind of assumed he was. Pretty sure he was. And if not, I don't think the freeze thing is worth it, the one that I used on it this time around. It's hard to tell because we haven't gotten enough battles to really know for sure. But I'm probably just going to stick with the Siren version. Yeah, we'll go take the blue down. Also, I believe today was the same day that I ended up throwing my goblins too. Except I threw it, of course, with the freeze thing. With a new guy. Just to see how he would function. And so far it's so bad. I don't know if I showed that yet to stream. Let me go do that right after this battle. But it should be a pretty standard battle at this point. Just keep doing Elemaugrim until we win. Hellcat maybe just clear out the board some. Because we don't have enough on the board at the moment. So we'll just do this to clear up the board some. Do it on blue. That didn't really actually help as much as I thought it would. But we'll go take that red just to, again, clear out more. Trying to get more purples next to each other. I think we have less purples than we did now before. But we'll go do that. Get Infernus down. That should be enough to kill and dead. There we go. And overkill. And we get a bunch of mana and all the cascades. Okay, let me go see what our team is. I believe it was 0. Hey, 3-3-3-3. Let me go double check it. Yeah, it was at 0-3, but I'm using the Ice Goblin version of it. With Nobin Brothers, Ice Goblin, Princess Fizzbang, and Queen Grapplepot. Normally I would use the Siren version, which is Nobin Brothers, Princess Fizzbang, Queen Grapplepot, and Siren. But I just wanted to try with the Ice Golem. I mean, Ice Goblin. I keep calling him Ice Goblin. I mean, Ice Goblin. Now I'm saying it with an accent. Ice Goblin. Anyways, yeah, 0-3 at the moment. I guess no one got trolled by what we got trolled by today. Or at least not to us. Okay, let's go into the next one. And it's actually the final one, because we did lose that one battle. Hello, Plumko. Welcome. And Marcelo. And Churros. Welcome, everyone. Okay, well, right off the bat, go for Hellcat Man, of course. Just standard converter meta. You just go straight for the converter and then do everything. Let's see. Anything to do. We have yellow barely. It's not an extra turn, but it's decent mana. I guess we just wait and go for that. And that gives us yellow. Not the best color to get rid of, but if it gives us full Elemaugrim, it's worth it. That's not full. I guess we'll go take 2 more reds. Maybe off a double red drop right there. Let him have the skull. Oh, wait. That's an extra turn. I didn't even see that. Or I did, but I almost didn't see it. That's a really weird extra turn. I don't think I've ever taken an extra turn that was set up like that. Also, that'd be an extra turn if that was a green. Fortunately, it's not. He's burns. We get triple burns, so this should land basically every time. As I say that, it misses. Okay, well, at least we got the one. Hellcat, we can't do on the purple. Well, we can, but it's not worth doing on the purple. So we're just going to take a purple over here and then throw everything down. Oh, that gives him brown. Oops. But we'll go and throw that down again. And it should be good to go. We have enough on the board. I'll just clear some of it out just in case. And hey, it actually created more for once. Okay. We'll go take another red just to, again, get more purple on the board as I remove even more than I put on. Good job. Yeah. Actually, we're back at where we were. Back at 13. And now, actually, let me go for Infernus. That's enough damage. Doing it with the Elemaugrim would not. So we'll take it out. And that's that. Well, we lost one, but should have a pretty good score for losing one battle. But we did, unfortunately, lose the one to goblins. And yeah, almost 8,000 with a single loss. That's definitely not bad, but yeah, that's unfortunate that the goblins had to do that to us. It was a little bit of a slow start battle, and we just kind of got hit by a lot of explosions. Nobin Brothers and Fizzbang constantly exploding is just completely, like, instant lose almost every time. Is because they'll just keep getting grapple pots down, and if she then decides to go and give a magic buff to it, it's good as over. And even if it doesn't, it still gets enough loop that it can win on occasion. But still, decent enough score. And we should be able to make it. We have so many more battles, even if the average person in my guild only scores like 8,000, which normally it's more like 8,500, I think, more towards the average. But even let's just say 8,000 for every 5, so we have 20 more, or 4 sets. So that means 8,000 times 4, that is 32,000. So that would bring us to, what is that, 220,000 is what it would bring us to, which would be a 19,000 lead at the moment. So even though we're behind at the moment, we're actually technically not. It's just because we haven't gotten our battles in. But there we go. Okay, let's get past that, get our little tribute. I don't think I have a pet active. Let me actually restart the thing just in case and see if we have a pet going. And other than that, we'll just mess around with stuff. Let's see, what else did I miss in chat? Answered that. With the purple rain, you could probably convert the red and be fine. Oh yeah, you can convert out pretty much everything and pretty much be fine, as long as you don't get rid of purple. That's the main thing that matters. Of course, Mercy does that, but you can use the Dark Maiden if you really wanted to counter that, as I mentioned earlier. Oh, it looked like Goblin Shaman? Oh, it might have been Goblin Shaman. Yeah, it was, because it created some greens onto the board. I wouldn't actually advise using Goblin Shaman on it. It's pretty weak compared to other options, even though we lost to it. Ignore the fact we lost to it, but no, it's normally not as good as other options. Can you adjust the brown team with Glaceon? Which one? Which one specifically? The one I went over in the previous video, or the one I always use? Or the one that I was using for my new brown team? Did I even replace my old brown team yet? I don't think I did. I'm still... yeah, I'm still using the same thing. But yeah, are you talking about this team or some other team that I was using? But yeah, this team, we could easily go and put a Sylvania Mora there. We could put the... what was the other mana generator we need? There's something under brown blue, if I'm not mistaken. We could put a Corvash there. Oh yeah, we could put Doomclaw in last slot for Impervious. I think that was what I was actually using. What other ones are there? Glaceon if you wanted to freeze. I mean Ice Golem, not Glaceon. Let's see. And that's about it. At least under this color anyways. There's also some under brown-green, of course, which would be Sylvania Mora, as well as Diviner if you really wanted to go all out Gorgolfa. Famine if you have a Famine. Let's see, I believe that's it. Sylvania Mora, as I mentioned. Oh, Queen, the Wild Queen actually fits as well. Though that you do require a lot of mana for it. But, I guess as I say that, Doomclaws is actually higher, but you also get the Enrage off of him. Whereas her other ability doesn't actually help you much. It just gives Wild Folk stuff, which is not... It only gives it to herself, which isn't really helping you with anything else. But, yeah, I would say either the Wild Queen, Sylvania Mora, Corvash, or Diviner, pretty much, or Famine. So those 5 would all be able to replace that out if you wanted to go do that for Guild War days. And the reason I use Doomclaw last slot is just for anti-Kraken. Of course, you could move them higher up if you didn't want to specifically use it for Kraken, or just use something else. Let's see. You have Hellcat, Elemaugrim, Dark Maiden, and who else would you suggest for 4th? Unfortunately, you would need a burn, and I don't think there's a burn option under purple. Let me double check. Does purple have a burn? Let's see. No. Yeah, there's an Infernus, but obviously you can't use that if you don't have it. Purple burn. I don't think you can, because the thing that really makes it work is the fact that you have a burn. And if there's no burns to place, there's one thing, Burning Scythe, but that thing's pretty useless to use just to get one burn off. But, yeah, it doesn't work as good trying to use it on Purple Day. It works for Brown Day because you could use Yarrow Fire Mantle, which is a lot cheaper than having an Infernus. You could use Yarrow Fire Mantle fully traded. But on Purple Day, there isn't really a replacement, which is why I kind of hesitated earlier. I was like, wait, I couldn't think of something. But that's because Purple Day doesn't specifically have a replacement for Infernus. Because you need a burn option, and there's currently no viable burn option under Purple other than Infernus himself. And you can't run Elemaugrim without burn. You can, but it's pretty clunky, especially in Guild Wars, just because you only get 8 gem spawn per cast. Whereas if you had burn, you'd be getting 10, 11, 12 very easily every time, which makes a really huge difference having those few extra. Compared to only having 8. He still works, he just doesn't loop anywhere near as good. Like, with Umberwolf Storm, I think it would be okay, but still, it's a... If you miss, like, 2 times, you're probably going to lose the battle if they have something good that uses purple. So, you could still try it, I just wouldn't really advise it as much. Elemaugrim tends to require a burn option, and purple doesn't really have another one other than Infernus, or at least not a viable one that you'd actually run specifically for Guild War purposes. But yeah. There really isn't a replacement for that in that instance, at least in the Guild War context of Purple Day. Alright, let me go replace this one back. Let's go and just run some standard Doomage before they nerf it. I do think they're going to nerf it soon. They're not going to nerf probably anything about them other than how Doomstorm functions. Out of everything, I think that's the only one that really needs a rebalance. Alright, speaking of that, let's go and actually go use it. Also, I still need to go to dungeons, and we currently don't have a pet for whatever reason. I think I only got like 3 pets today. I guess most people in my guild kind of stopped farming them. I know I kind of have too. I'm still playing PvP here and there, but wasn't farming them anywhere near as much as I was like the other week and stuff. I think it's mainly because most people have kind of hit 1 of each pet now. And of course, everything prior to that is when you get the best value out of them. Everything after already having 1 copy, you still get extra value out of the pets, but it's a lot less effective. You have to get them all the way to Mythic to get the same value that you got just from simply getting 1 of them, which is obviously way easier only getting 1 copy than it is getting them to Mythic. I don't even know if anyone has a Mythic pet without spending a single gem on it yet. I don't think they would. Unless they got really lucky / unlucky with their guild constantly getting the same one. But there are people that have mythic pets, obviously. It's just, they end up spending some amount of gems to get it. I don't think anyone naturally has gotten one yet. Let's see. I'll just go take the yellow, drops into purple, go from there. Use Glaceon, Azura, Kraken, and Mab. That doesn't sound too bad. And end up scoring 9566. Let's see. I have Azura for stat reduction, Kraken for Devour and for mana, Mab for the free turns. Yeah, that does sound pretty nice. Haven't actually used Glaceon with Azura yet. It does seem like it would be a good combo. Then you just keep using the Queen Map to use all the excess, and the Kraken for extra damage. Maybe I might have to try that next time. It does seem like quite a bit of fun. I'll need to change one of my teams to that, though, or else I'll definitely forget it in 3 weeks, when it's actually time to do it again. That's another really annoying part about the Guild War being so far away. Every single time, it's a whole 3 weeks before we have to go and do our teams again. Okay, I'll go save that under one of the teams, and we'll go try it next time. That actually does seem quite a bit of fun. Actually, I'll go try it in one of the PvP battles, too, just to see how it functions initially. Though, of course, doing it in PvP isn't quite the same as doing it in Guild Wars. Because in Guild Wars, they're specifically trying to counter your team, whereas in PvP, that's not going to be the case. They're just doing generic teams that are capable of fighting anything instead of specifically countering you. Well then, there's all the Doom Skulls. Yeah, Doomstorm. Definitely not balanced. Okay, hello, Kristen. What would you use your gems on and glory? You're new, so you're really not sure what to use them on. Gems you should be primarily spending to get the 2 armors if you're not planning to spend $50. There are 2 armors of which you could obtain that both give 100% bonus. These are the Dragon Armor and the Celestial Armor. If you are not planning on getting the Death Knight Armor for $50, I would highly advise getting both of these as soon as you possibly can. They both cost 500 gems, and they give 100% bonus to gold with 50% to the other 2, with the Celestial Armor doing 100% to souls and 50% to the other 2. And you just switch between these armors whenever you're doing something gold-related, like PvP, or soul-related, like Arena or soul farming. But for the most part, you'd be fine just getting Dragon Armor. Dragon Armor is definitely the one you should be first. It is a little bit expensive at 500 gems, but it's definitely worth it. If you do happen to feel like you're going to eventually get Death Knight Armor at any point, you should skip these because you end up saving 1,000 gems if you do. But if you never intend on getting this, just go straight for Dragon Armor, and then it's a Celestial. And if you want to get some armor before that, you can go get Assassin Armor or Dwarven Armor, and just have that. It's just 50 gems for 50% bonus, which isn't too bad. And then once you finally have 500, go for the Dragon Armor, and then eventually Celestial. But that's the main thing you should be initially spending your gems on. And after that, you should be spending it on 50 bulks of either gem keys or event keys. Event keys if there's ever something really good underneath the event key drop pool that you really want, or gem keys more often than not, because they're actually 50% cheaper than event keys. Of course, the drops in gem keys are completely random, so you could get good stuff, you could get really bad stuff, but they're half the cost of event keys, so... yeah, they're generally the better thing to throw in initially. Just keep throwing 50 sets at it. The reason you throw 50 at a time is because you get a discount if you're spending gems on them. They cost only 9 gems each compared to almost 10 gems each if you buy them one at a time compared to buying them bulk in a time of 50. So it is definitely best to wait till you have at least 450 gems before throwing down for 50 of them. And yeah, that's pretty much all you should spend gems on. As far as glory, you should be primarily spending glory on the packs to get arcane trait stones. It can be a little hard to farm arcane trait stones early on in the game, but a particular time to throw a lot of it is whenever you see an epic within the glory packs. A epic will cost 400 glory and it ends up giving 2 arcane trait stones every single time. This is insanely good value and the best time to ever stock up on any arcane trait stone, as it is the cheapest and easiest to obtain than it ever will be. And it's, as you can see right now, they're only 200 glory each for every arcane plane trait stone. So if you needed anything that needed yellow purples to go and trade up, this would be the best time to do it. There really isn't much under this particular color, but of course many other trait stones are very, very useful to stock up on. The only really good thing early on in the game to throw this into would be a Herdmaster, but he only requires 3, so you'd probably only need to buy this pack once or twice, and you'd probably already buy it once anyways, just so that you can use the guy. But yeah, glory packs are the main thing you should be throwing your initial glory on. I would not really advise it on glory keys. Also wouldn't really advise it on the weapons either. They're pretty much a waste. Most of the weapons that do come into this thing occasionally are pretty useless. I of course got it because I just do collection of everything. But it's a complete waste of 1,000 glory essentially. So don't do that. Unless you find a weapon that's actually good there. But this current weapon is really bad, so don't do that. Unless you had absolutely no other option for weapons. Even then, it probably wouldn't be worth it. Oh yes, the new dragon pet in 5 days. I forgot to mention that. I meant to actually mention that more towards the beginning of the stream. But yes, this is actually one of the best pets in the game. Or it will be once it comes out. It would definitely be one of the top 10. I think it's red, if I'm not mistaken. I actually forget its color off the top of my head. Let me go check that real quick. What color is that pet? 1 second. I'm pretty sure it's red. I just want to confirm it so you guys know. Yes, it is indeed red. That makes sense. But yes, that dragon will require red pet food, so do keep that in mind. Maybe during the red dungeon this week, you might want to try getting some more reds, maybe just to go and get pet food with it, or just make sure you stock up, though it's kind of random if you can stock up. I guess maybe open a bunch of baskets if you have a red pet there prior to this guy, if you want to maybe stock up on food for him. But yes, he's going to be a dragon bonus, meaning when you use 3 or 4 dragons on your team, you will get a bonus. And this is really, really useful. Dragons aren't really the better things to be using at the moment, but there are plenty of 3x, 4x dragon teams that are effective. The biggest 2 that I use is this one, and I'll go show the red team one as well. But it's Mountain Crusher using Dragon Guard or Gurgoltha, but then it's not full dragons. Dragon Soul, Ward Breaker, and Glitter Claw. And if we were to have that pet, we would, at minimum, even if we had no leveling on him, be gaining 1 additional attack, 1 additional magic, and 2 additional armor for a total of, or at least in this particular team, 4 attack, well, with the dragon guy, 4 attack, 2 magic, and 4 armor is what we'd be gaining total between all of the extra stats, as well as the pet bonus. But yeah, that's pretty nice because it does both magic and attack, and that's really useful on dragon teams, since most of their abilities are either skull-related or cast-related, and they get a little bit extra armor so they don't die. And if you're using, you could also go synergize this with a Dragon Claw bonus, and there's also another pretty funny bonus you could do. If you go and build a team, if you're early game, and you happen to have all 3 of these pets, you can go and build Dragon Soul. Also, assume you have Dragon Soul as well. But Dragon Soul, Asha. What was the other one I needed? Monk. Dragonian Monk. And your hero using any weapon. Oops. Clear filter, apply. And this ends up bringing the bonuses to 4 times for Dragon Claw, 4 times for Dragon, and the Dragon thing is coming in soon, next Wednesday. And this one would be for the Mystic, for the extra magic. So from having all of this, we'd be gaining a grand total of, if we only had all of them at level 2 times with no additional, so we haven't leveled them up at all. So if we just own this pet 1 times, this pet 1 times, which is the dragon that we get for free soon, and this Mystic thing, so really you just need these 2, you would end up getting a total with a team like this, which is relatively cheap aside from the Dragon Soul. And you can use any weapon, you just have to use this as a Dragon Guard hero class. But in total, we would end up getting 11 attack, 4 magic, and 8 armor total for all of our bonus stats, which is actually a lot of extra stats. Obviously, you wouldn't really use this team too much. The only really good combo in it is Dragon Soul and the Dragonian Monk. Of course, you could use a better weapon here, I guess Dawnbringer if you were using it later in the game. But yeah, that's actually a lot of stats. And you have Asha. Asha's not the greatest, but it converts blue into any color of your choice, so it can come in handy occasionally. Actually, you'd probably use that up front, and just do it like this with a Dawnbringer or something. And just put a Dawnbringer in there. Where's Dawnbringer? Dawnbringer. And do something like that. Obviously, you'd use something other than a Dawnbringer if you were earlier in the game. You'd use any blue weapon that you have available. Ideally, a double color blue weapon of some kind, but even just a standard blue weapon would be fine. And yeah, that would be the team. Dragonian Monk, any blue weapon as a Dragon Guard hero class. Dragon Soul, actually Dragon Soul should probably be in front of that, so it gets mana better. And Banner would be set to something like all-in Dragon Soul, like a +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. It doesn't actually matter if we minus the yellow, even though we're using it a bunch, mainly because it's more important we get Dragon Soul going. But yeah, that'd be basically something that you could do with the new Dragon thing. And it works pretty early on in the game, aside from the Dawnbringer, which of course, any blue weapon. Not quite sure what you would really use there. I guess just the Hero Sword would be fine. The, what's it called? The, this thing, the Night Sword, everyone owns that, so... I mean, not the Night Sword, sorry, wrong one. The sword, Hero Sword. It's kind of funny. It's more mana costs and less damage than a Hero Sword. But yeah, this would pretty much be your team then. Dragonian Monk, Dragon Soul, a Hero Sword, which would pretty much automatically get up every time you cast Dragon Soul, and an Asha. And it would end up getting all these bonuses, plus even more bonus once you get the Dragon next week, when that comes in. But yeah, should be pretty nice. Has a lot of potential. I don't think I'm going to spend gems on it, but it's... if you feel like you can't do the battles, it might actually be worth spending 175 gems on it. If you're like a newer player and it's like goblins or something really annoying that you can't actually win against, I highly do advise getting that dragon, because it does synergize with all the early game things. I'm probably even getting on my other account, and we'll probably spend gems on it too, even if it doesn't get it, because that's actually a really, really important one for early on in the game to have. No, it's not Dragon's Claw buff. It's, that dragon that's coming in next Wednesday is Dragon bonus. The current dragon that we have on our shoulder is Dragon Claw bonus. This guy. Where'd he go? This little guy, the whelp. This one is Dragon Soul bonus. I mean, the Dragon Claw bonus, whereas the new one coming in next Wednesday is specifically to dragons, not to the kingdom. But of course you can stack them on top of each other. And of course if you use a bunch of mystics from the kingdom you get even more, which is from this islet guy. And then you only need 1 copy of each. I think you have to get them up to like 2.75 or like 3 times before they really even get any more bonus on most of their stats. So yeah, just having 1 copy of each is where you gain a good majority of your benefit from them. Oh yeah, where did I find that out? I found it from the pet spoiler thing on the thing. If you go to Terran's World, I think the link's in the description, not to the specific page of it. I still have the changelog as the first one in the description. The second one, upcoming troop info, if you click on that one in the description below, that link goes to the page related to that. And just go and click back to the main menu on there and then go to the pets specifically, and it'll bring you to all the pet spoilers are. And yeah, there's a whole page that goes over what every single pet will be. They already planned like 80 of them or something. They're planned like 2 years in advance or something like that. I really hope they bring them into the game a bit quicker than that, because yeah, they are planned very far ahead if they're only doing once every month. Like almost 2 years in ahead, which seems a little bit too far ahead of time to really be planning. I know they plan a lot of things ahead, like the troops that are going to be coming out over the next few months. They already planned like a few months ago. They were probably already planned from the beginning of this year what's coming out like next month and the following month. They normally plan several months in ahead in that regard. But for whatever reason, they planned way, way further ahead for pets. Anyways, let's go to dungeons real quick and just clear these out with a standard team and go from there. You don't have Tesla yet and tried the double Dwarven Gates, Courage, Valkyrie, and it worked well on pets if people need a way of doing it cheap. Wait, what? You don't have Tesla, so you tried the double Dwarven Gate, Courage with a Valkyrie. You can't really get away with using Courage on that team, I don't think. Well, I guess you could. You could keep doing it into red-blue and then just hoping you get lucky. I guess that could technically work. But yeah, you would keep stacking up so much attack that you'd probably be able to win off of that. Other than that, basically just use anything with Devour if you're struggling with pet battles. I did try doing that the other day and wasn't actually able to defeat out the final 2, but I think that was mainly because my account still had pretty low stats. It had no HP kingdoms and no armor kingdoms, so everything was one-shotting me. And I could have probably won it if I took the time, but we took like half an hour and we couldn't get past the 6th battle. But yeah, Devour is the easiest way to kind of get around it. The biggest issue, though, is there's not too many good early game Devours. They're bringing another one into the game next week, but we'll need to see how his percent specifically functions in order to really know if it's going to be worth using or not. But yeah, they really need to add some better early game Devours. That'd make pets so much easier if they did. These, all you'd have to do is get down to Devour and then just auto-win from there. And 2 Devours is just 100% chance of winning at that point. Unless they, like, Death Mark you or something. Or Devour you back. Of course, I think some of them do have Devour, so that could actually happen too, but very rarely would that happen. Great Maul, I think, might actually be one of the best things to run in pet battles. Mainly because you can go do that even just with an Apothecary, which pretty much everyone has, to go and feed the mana into it. Of course, Mercy would be better, but it's a lot more expensive to fully trade a Mercy. And then you just throw a Apothecary or a Mercy into it, get it to full mana, Devour once, and then you just win off of Skulls. And you can just keep starting the board until you get a good starting board too. Like a 5 times green, 5 times blue, 5 times brown, 5 times yellow, something like that on the starting board. Because normally, if you're a newer player, it is actually quicker restarting like 5, 10, 20 times than it is to play out a battle. That doesn't start off that well. Because there's a good chance you'll end up losing it and wasting all the time that you used into the battle. Oh, you gotta throw a Mercy there. He's gonna get guard. He's actually gonna win. Don't try winning on this battle. What are you doing? This is dungeon. You're not supposed to win. You're not supposed to have any chance of winning. Okay, we'll go throw that down. And they'll stick a green in this match. He'll get a guard on us. And did it just do HP damage? Wait. Oh yeah, he does HP damage during this game mode, doesn't he? Deals true damage and gains more armor. That's kind of funny. Him doing true damage actually made that battle easier. And of course, I'm not bothering with these anymore. I'm saving my gems. And I can already see my gem pile starting to stack up too, which is kind of nice. Before, it would kind of dwindle and stay the same, but now it's actually slowly moving up over time because I'm not spending 50 gems every day. I'm still doing on Sundays for diamonds, but that's the only day I'm doing it on anymore. But yeah, it's been kind of nice. Kind of nice. But yeah, very looking forward to that pet. Should be nice as well. These keys we can use not next Friday, but the following Friday, so we'll should have about 12 of those. That should be bringing in a lot of resources for us as well. And we'll see exactly what the total is on that as well when that occurs. You were at level 52 and get the last level and couldn't beat it? Aw, what team are you using? How do you get orbs? Orbs are attained mainly from invasion and, well, first you need to be in a guild. Almost every means of gaining them are guild-wide. But you get them mainly from the raid boss and invasion game modes. These are played tri-weekly. So raids is every 3 weeks, invasion every 3 weeks, and guild wars every 3 weeks. And it just switches between them from guild wars to raids to invasions. And raids and invasions are the 2 locations where you end up getting these power orb things. And there's going to be like a little board there, like a reward screen if you go on any of those modes. And you'll see a bunch of orbs. And basically however far your guild progresses is what rewards you get. And there are a lot of orbs on those drop tables. There aren't really too many other ways of obtaining them. The only other realistic way of obtaining them to some degree would be to get them from vault keys. Vault keys you end up obtaining from the same game modes I just mentioned, as well as from killing treasure gnomes. There's a small chance that they end up giving you a vault key. There's also vault key events where one weekend every single month they end up increasing the rate of which they occur. It's also the best time to use vault keys. But these vault keys have a small chance of giving you orbs as well as major orbs. It's very, very low. I've actually gotten 0 of them so far from it. But maybe when we open up all these keys, we'll finally get a few of them. But it's really low chance, but they do exist in there as well. And I believe that's the only non-way that you actually get them. You can get orbs from pets. Oh yeah, you can also get orbs from pets. Every single 25, every 25 levels you do into your pets, you get a smaller orb. And every 100 that you do into your pets, you get a large major orb thing. So yeah, you have those as well. As you can see right here, we end up getting a major orb when we end up getting 10 more pet levels for hitting the next 100 milestone, which we'll be close to if we could ever get these final few pets. But yeah, I forgot. Those are also another way to get orbs. That's actually probably the easier way to get orbs as well. But yeah, and that's every way that you gain orbs. So basically from upgrading pets, very, very occasionally from vault keys, and the main way that you obtain them is from the invasion and raid events. But yeah, we are currently at 33 out of 36. We still need 3 more. And of course we'll have the other one, but that's going to be really easy to get the other one. Actually, every new pet will be... It's going to be ridiculously easy to sustain max number of pets once you actually reach it. Because every new pet they ever add, I believe they add via the pet rescue method. So whenever they add it, you'll have a guaranteed chance of getting 1 each time. So once you get 36, I guess you perpetually always have 36, pretty much. Because you're always just going to be able to have the guaranteed 1 every month of the new one. Let's see. How or when would you use a major orb of growth? Pretty much never. There are very, very few instances where you would ever go and bother using the orb of growth. Also, I should probably go over what each one needs to do. Orb of growths, the smaller one does 1 level onto your troop. The bigger one does max level. Orb of Ascension increases the ascension of a troop from, let's say, rare to ultra rare, stuff like that. You'd mainly only want to use this from getting anything from legend to mythic. And this would be either base legend or actual lower troops. Like, let's say you get a common, you get it up to legendary ascension, then you go and use the single smaller orb to get it to legendary to mythic. This bigger orb you'd want to throw mainly on commons and rares, as they have the longest distance to go in order to get fully ascended. So that's what you use Orb Ascensions for. Orb of Wisdoms you pretty much only use on Legends and Mythics, particularly on their 2nd and 3rd trait, depending on what you actually want to do. And Major Orb of Wisdoms you should only ever use again on Legends or Mythics, particularly on ones that you have 0 traits on, as it will fully trait them. And Orb of Clans you should use to go and up your guild's amount of seals. This one ends up giving 300 seals, this one ends up giving 1,500. These you would normally just want to save for when there's like a key opening and let's say your guild is a little bit short of hitting like 20,000 or 40,000. You just throw a few Orb of Clans down, that'll give you a bunch of seals that you can then go throw down, as well as helping your guild reach that milestone to get slightly better drops from opening the guild keys. And a Power Orb is never obtained by normal means. The only way to obtain it by normal means is by winning first place in Invasion or Raids, which is only 1 person every week, and is ridiculously hard to do because it costs like 3,000 to 5,000 gems, plus you need to have good troops. So that's not really realistic. Very few people in the entire game, probably only a few dozen, maybe 100 people total, have ever bothered even getting that. The only other way that you can get Orb of Powers, though it's not worth doing it, is crafting them within the Soul Forge, and they are ridiculously expensive to craft. They cost 3 of each of the major orbs, plus 10,000 souls to craft. The only reason you would ever get these power orbs would be to go and max out your, or to get a Zugoth. Though I still believe 0 people legitimately have Zugoth. Still haven't heard any reports of a first person crafting it. It takes over a year basically to craft by playing normally. And even the people rushing it, it's going to take like 6 months, so probably another 2-3 months before the first Zugoth even comes into the game. So yeah, it's going to be a while. But yeah, no one's going to be owning it anytime soon, and I don't even think I'm going to bother going for it due to how expensive it is. I'd rather actually use the orbs to upgrade my stuff and save gems rather than craft a useless troop. The only slight bad thing with this is Zugov may be required eventually to 10-star the Kerkroth Kingdom, and that would be really annoying if it is. It's already required, I believe, to 9-star it. But yeah, it's eventually going to be a point where the kingdom will be 10-starable, but only if you own the Zugov, which is going to be really annoying because it's actually a magic bonus too. So it's going to be blocked behind a magic bonus, which is a really good one. As far as the major orb of growth, you basically only use it on lower level legends or on lower level mythics. Legends and mythics cost the highest amount of seals, highest amount of souls to level up. So basically, let's say you get a new legend or a new mythic, and let's say you want to go ascend it, like if it's a legend. What you would basically do is you would go use, let's say you absolutely wanted this thing to max, and what you would go do is just find that legend, use the, first I need to find a legend. There we go. You'd find your legend, you would go under orbs, you would go and use the Orb of Ascension first, specifically make sure to use that one first, and then go use your major Orb of Power, and this will go drag it from level 1, level 5, whatever its base level is, all the way to 20, and of course the smaller orb will make it go to a mythic, and that's pretty much what the instance where you use both of those, and of course if it had good traits, you would go and either manually buy its first trait and then use Orb of Wisdom once or twice, or you would go and just simply use a major Orb of Wisdom without ever buying any traits on it. Or, buying is in obtaining them through the thing. But, yeah, that's pretty much all the instances you'd bother throwing them at. And really only Legend and Mythics in regard to those two orbs. The only orb that you ever use on a non-Legend or Mythic would be the Orb of Growth. The major Orb of Growth, which you'd always want to throw on a common or rare, because they have the longest distance to get to Mythic. Did you get all pets? No, I'm still 33 out of 36. I'm still missing 3. I keep getting the same ones over and over and over again. I'm missing the little Urska bear thing. I'm missing the... actually, what ones are we missing? Show on owns. We're missing the bear, the Sphinx-looking thing, and the goats is one I'm missing. The Coca-Cola bear, the Sassy Sphinx, and... Oh, I need to name her that! Sassy Sphinx. Oh, that's a perfect name for her. And the little Billy Goat. I'll name him Goat Simulator. And, yeah, Coca-Cola, Sassy Sphinx, and Goat Simulator are the only 3 I don't have. See, I already know all their names already. Yeah, I don't even have some of the other ones named. I'll go do that soon, but... But, yeah. I think I've gotten... how many? Gosh. My guild can testify for that, too. I think we've gotten, like, 6 or 7 mini malls in the last, like, couple days, it feels like. Mini malls is everywhere. I don't know why. It feels like every other time I look at pets, I see a mini mall there. For no reason. Anyways, let's go and head back to PvP some. We do actually need to play a decent amount of PvP due to the rewards this week. We actually gained quite a few rewards just from normally doing our PvP, so definitely a good idea to go and keep staying there. Not even halfway there yet, mainly because I haven't really played too much, but we'll easily get that done on Friday and Saturday, a good majority of that. Of course, we will be streaming tomorrow for a few hours, as well as Saturday morning with some redeem codes too. Mainly going to be messing with Doomskull related stuff and all that, plus grinding out this, so that's not going to take too long. We'll easily end up reaching that probably by tomorrow. But yeah, definitely worth doing it. A lot of gems to be obtained and some gem keys too, which we could put towards the next mythic, which I believe is soon, actually. Let me double check. When is the next mythic? If I'm not mistaken, that's like 2 weeks from now? Let's see. There it is. Next mythic is... Oh, not next Friday, but the following Friday? Is it already that close? Hold up. That is really close. Calendar, where are you? I believe that is correct. Yes, not tomorrow, but the following Friday. Wait, hold up. Oh, sorry, that's Mystic. My bad. I read that wrong. Wrong word. Never mind. I was gonna say, wait, that's a Monday. My bad. Not next Friday, but the following Friday. Not tomorrow, not next week's Friday, but the Friday after that. The exact date is, where'd it go? June 1st is the date that's actually coming out, the 1st of June. We're getting a new mythic. So that's when I'll probably throw those keys down. It's going to be a Mystic. It's going to be a Divine Rashka. It's going to deal damage to... magic +2 damage to the 2 weakest enemies, boosted by all ally and enemy attack. Oh, that has potential. This is like the Tesla of mythics, basically. If one of the enemies dies, then kill the other one. Wait, what? Hold up. If one of the enemy dies... then kill the other one. Oh, wow. Whoa, that actually has a lot of potential. Has that said that the entire time? Or did they change that recently? That's actually ridiculously good. So that basically means if you get a kill off his ability that automatically hits the 2 weakest, which means the AI will use it correctly as well, then he kills both of them. So if someone just randomly summons a weak summon off a summoner of some kind, and then you cast this thing and kill it out, it'll also kill whatever the other one was. Of course, the other one was also weak, but still, that has a lot of potential. Yeah, that could be really, really good. Might start replacing our Ketris and stuff like that. And his coloration is somewhat better as well, because he can go into like red spam teams and yellow spam teams, whereas Ketris can only be used in red spam pretty much. And as far as his traits, he has Fiery Death, so he gets a Firestorm whenever an enemy dies, so that could be useful. And he also gives all Rashka allies 1 attack and 1 magic at the start of every turn, meaning it's going to be even easier for him to one-shot because he's getting 1 magic per turn. And he could even go and synergize this with one of those troops that give +1 to all of a certain color and give him even more magic per turn so that he can go for the instant kill on the other one. So yeah, this is going to be really good with single target. So basically, you just single target. This is actually going to be even better in late game too, because you could use, let's say, like a Bonnie Rose or some kind of one-shot troop that normally is not capable of getting the kill, and then you could use this to clean up. But in cleaning up the kill, you get a double kill because you kill the one that you weakened with a single target shot, and then the other one ends up dying automatically, even if it had full durability. And nothing has immune to instant kill, and this, from what I could tell on the card, it counts as instant kill. Currently, no player-owned troop has immunity to it. The only thing that has immunity to it is Zugoff during raids and all the towers during invasion. But no player-owned troop, not even the player-owned version of Zugoff, has immune to instant kills. Kind of wish they would have given the player-owned version of Zugoff instant kill immunity. That would actually make him unique. Because right now he's basically just like a Great Maul, which is why no one's going for it. Also, some of the troop art for some of these troops are actually looking really nice. Wow. Nice cool-looking fox as well that's coming in 2 weeks. The gerbil thing is also really funny that they're adding next week. But yeah, nice. A lot. They're stepping up their troop art game. Actually, the troop arts have always been pretty good for this game. Oh, you just got all 36. Congratulations. Very nice. All 36 pets. Yes, I mentioned that you can get orbs and gnomes. You can get both the orbs and gnomes. They're very rare, but you still can get them. I don't know what the drop rate is, but it's ridiculously low chance. Like 10% or lower. Probably 5% lower. Do you have a cheap Shekra team? Depends what you consider cheap. I guess you would use it with something along the lines of Hellcat, that one Monkey Disciple guy, one other utility, and then a Shegra. And that'd be relatively cheap. And you replace the Hellcat with Banshee if you really had to. Though it would be a bit better with Hellcat if you had it. Though it would be really easy just to do the Banshee as it's a rare. The Monkey Disciple's a rare. And whatever other troop you use for utility. I would feel like you would need another damage source. Maybe some kind of attack buffer like Stargazer or something. But that might deny out your color too much. But yeah, something to put the team together. Is redeem codes on Xbox? No, redeem codes unfortunately do not work on the Xbox or the PS4 version. I also do not believe they'll be working on the Amazon version once that gets released soon, because they're working on that too. But I believe it, at this current moment, and I believe into the future, it only works on PC mobile. All the mobile versions and the PC Steam version are the only ones it works on. What are you and Salty thinking about collaborating on? Secret things. I'll let you guys know once more of that gets sorted out. It could be a couple weeks to almost a month before that gets sorted out, but I'll let you guys know when I can, if I can. Because some of that I won't be able to disclose either. It's not anything like too out there. It's just, we've been talking about things. About many secretive things. Anyways, hello RapEF. When is the next Vault event? Not tomorrow, but the following Friday it should be. And then the Friday after that should be New Mythic. But yeah, tomorrow should be nothing. Then it's the Friday after that should be Vault, which is next week's Friday. And then after that should be New Mythic. Do you know what the drop rate is, approximately? Drop rate of pet gnomes? Like 1 in 100, 1 in 200, something ridiculously low. I don't know what the exact drop rate is. It'd be really hard to tell because you would need thousands of battles and track to really know. And it takes me like a few weeks to actually play 1,000 battles, plus I'd have to keep track of literally every one of them. But, yeah, I don't know exactly what the drop rate is on that. Some people that play like thousands upon thousands per day might know. Let's see, like anyone on this leaderboard, if you can get in contact with them, would probably have the best info on that. Like anyone on this top 10 list over here on PvP would probably know a lot more. Oh, Tesla! That's funny. But yeah, anyone on this list, if you could somehow get in contact with them. Oh, maybe I should go ask Techie, or Tech9. I didn't even realize he's grinding out this week. But, wait, Glitter Walrus is... Oh no, that's his other guild. He went back to his old guild that he created just as a joke. That's funny. It's pretty funny. Anyways, but yeah, I might need to go to contact him later and see what he might know as far as the rate. Because he'd probably know, since he plays a lot of PvP. He's the only one I know who's currently on the leaderboard right now. Do you know what? Oh, never mind. I already just answered that. Well, I kind of answered it. I answered it in that I don't know what the answer is, but it's about a 1 in 100, 1 in 200, somewhere around there. I believe it's slightly rarer than a treasure gnome. I was saying initially that's about the same rate, but I believe it is slightly rarer. And the treasure gnome's about a 1 in 100. But I don't have any exact drop rate, nor do I believe anyone has actually bothered to try to test it. But yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll just keep messing around with some PvP, I guess. Start farming up a little bit more of our event gems that we need. And we'll go from there. Yeah, no problem, Candy. Yeah, I'll go ask him later. I don't know how definitive of answer he'll have, but he's the only one I know who plays enough that would probably know decently, due to having so many games played. I'll go take the brown over. Get the Gorgulfa down. What do we do for the apothecary? We'll go get that. Clear out the board. See if we can get this anywhere. And yeah, we'll just go clear out. And that's match if he dies. Okay. Now it's match. Okay. Wow, 65% reduction. Seems like a lot all of a sudden. Okay, we'll go and clear out the board. There we go. A little late though. Go get rid of greens. Get our other ability off. And that should be match if we have alignment here. Of course we do not. Which means we're going to have to do some kind of weird move here then. We'll go take that. There we go. Now we win. And that's match. And that should be dead. Very much dead. Oh yeah, what was that one team? I meant to go save that one team that was just mentioned earlier. Let me go do that before I forget, because I already almost forgot from earlier. What can I replace out of all this junk? Let me get rid of this one. Yeah, let me get rid of this card's avatar team. I'm going to replace it with rename team to purple ice. So we'll go do that. We need Glaceon. That's not how you spell Glaceon. That's the Pokemon version of how to spell it. Let's see. Go to that one. We need Queen Mab. Let's see if I can even remember the full team. We need Kraken and we need Azura. And that should be everything. And that's all the components we need. We go Frozen Banner and that'll be that. And that gives us the +1 we need. That gives us all the blue generation we need. And should be good to go. Let me actually go use this. I don't think I bothered doing that, even though I said I was about to go use it earlier, then didn't. But let's go use this team. Oh, it's up against Scion. That's annoying. Though this is something that legitimately could be used in Guild Wars, so I guess it's fine. It'll at least be a good test. We need purple so badly on this team. Please don't take a skull. He actually didn't go for it for whatever reason. He would have drained so... Oh, wait. Never mind. He's blocking me on purple. I have to take blue. What am I doing? For whatever reason, I thought we were blocked on blue, but not purple. I could have sworn this thing was originally brown-blue when it was going to be released. But then they changed it to brown-purple. Let's see. Nothing good to take. We're just going to take that green. Don't want to accidentally give him anything anywhere. So please search. Good. Now we just need alignment, which I don't believe we have. That is not good. So we'll go take that over. That also doesn't help us. I don't think it does. No. We might still just go for it, because he's about to Scion us anyways. Oh, we didn't get the extra turn or anything off that. And he's about to gain full mana on his thing. Which won't be good. The Famine. Okay, so we clear out the board now. That should give us full mana on almost everything other than Queen Mab. Or everything. That works too. And now we just need alignment, and that we do have. And dead. And now we just need enough blues on the board. He can easily go do that if we have red alignment, which we do. So we'll go grab that. It gives us the blue we need to... Never mind. It's not enough blues. Guess we go through a Kraken then. Or we can just go explode. Or even just take a skull at this point. Oh, never mind. That's 1 damage off, isn't it? No, it isn't, because we're hitting a Doom Skull as well. Which does additional 5 on top of it. We already got the team set up. And yes, it is pretty nice. We'll definitely have to try that next Purple Guild War Day. But yeah, Purple GW Ice. Let me put GW in it, just so I remember. What's 4? Because whenever I look at one of these teams and I think it's like not... If it's like for PvP, it's like, wait, why did I just build that team? But yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's head back to this one. This team is actually not annoying as it used to be, even though almost no change occurred to it other than to Nyx. Well, I guess that's what made it less annoying, is the Nyx change. There's a pretty heavy nerf to it, but it still functions. It's just less annoying than it originally was with how powerful it was. Now it's at least somewhat tame, and you can't just use it against ridiculously high mana drain, or high mana cost to just infinitely keep them down. Because against things that had like 20 plus mana cost, she just completely kept it down forever. There's just no way to really work around it. Also, I think I said this thing has the highest mana cost of any legend earlier. I actually forgot, that isn't true. I don't think I said that on the previous video, but I said that on like one last week. And I'm just remembering now that I actually ended up saying that, but this actually isn't. The Great Maul is the highest mana cost of any legend at 24. But he's the highest mana cost of any non-repeatable one. I mean, of any repeatable one, I mean. Because the Great Maul can't be repeated. It only attacks once and then never again. Okay, what do we need here? We'll go and... nothing. We'll just go take that, I guess. Drag all that down. And no other alignments. We'll just go grab that then. And once again, still nothing. I guess we'll just go and explode out the board to give us something. There, you know what? Let's go clear out all these greens. And does that still give us nothing, apparently? So we'll go grab that. Throw maybe another apothecary down. Let's see. Pretty much. Let's get rid of purple, actually. And if this doesn't give us something, there's something wrong. There we go, finally. Okay, we'll go grab that. And that should be matched. We're pretty close to it. Oh, somehow that was not an extra turn, but that's way overkill. And down it goes. You thought the Scion team today just skull killed the Scion fast and wrecked the rest of it? Yeah, I guess you could easily do that. The only downside to that is if it misses. Like if you try going on like a random one. Because I do that quite often. If it just out of trying to progress the battle quicker. I try doing that more so in PvP than in Guild Wars. But I'll go for like maybe like a double Doom Skull. Both of them are only 3 times and not an extra turn. And I just hope that something cascades into an extra turn. Because you clear out so much of the board that there's a decent chance of it occurring. But sometimes that can backfire. But if you're doing it off of Glaceon, it's normally not as big a deal. Because you throw down all of its mana to do your explosion. And then, or do its ability. And then you don't actually lose as much. The only real big issue is when Scion starts getting the drain before you get started. Like if you take a first turn 5 times into Scion and then some other mana, and then it just happens to like skull you out of nowhere, that's when it's really annoying. Especially when you're using a troop with 15 plus mana. It's also why Gorgoltha is so annoying with it too. Because you end up just feeding it if you reach max, and then it just takes a skull off of one of your explosions, and then it just drains your entire team. And then it takes like 2 turns to get your mana back, and then it does another drain like Famine and before then, and it's just a whole mess. But more often than not, yeah, you can just skull spam it down. Scion doesn't have much skull reduction. Most of what's used with Scion doesn't normally have it, like Famine, Death, stuff like that, which are commonly used, Ragnagord. None of them actually have skull reduction at all, so once you get down to Scion, it's pretty much auto-win at that point, unless Famine does something weird. Why do you want to buy all the kingdoms and level them up to 3? Or do you mean to like 10 star? Oh, you mean buy all kingdoms and get them to level 3? The reason for this is buying every kingdom gives you extra gold per hour, as well as it gives you banners that you can use. If you go under your banners, you can set a different banner for every single one of your teams, and these give you additional mana based on whatever it says on there. So like this one gives +2 extra brown, +1 red, -1 purple, meaning every purple you take gets 1 less mana, every brown you take gets extra 2, and so on and so forth. For this one, it doesn't have any negative, but it only has a total of 2 additional bonuses, where it's every yellow you take you get more mana, every blue you take you get more mana, but every single kingdom has one, so you want to have all of them, as it helps you build teams and make them slightly better by having a banner that coordinates their color. I still need to go do a video like that too, how to go over banners. Wait, have I done that? I forget if I did. I know I've done it in streams many, many times before, but I need to go double check. I actually forget if I did. I know I talked about it. I forget if I ever actually got around to doing it though. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'll need to go bury that up at some point. I need to go build like a guide playlist of like all the really, really basic ones for stuff within the game. Because I always forget if I actually covered them. And also be a good way to keep track so I know what I still need to go cover if I have missed anything. But yeah, you'd want to buy all the kingdoms first to go get all these banners. And the reason you want to get them to level 3 is because every kingdom gives you an extra mana mastery per level that you get on it. And it doesn't matter if you're doing from 9th to 10th or from 1st to 2nd. It will cost cheaper during the earlier ones, but it gives the same effect every single level. So it's a lot cheaper just to do the initial levels and just start getting them up some. So you get those extra mastery. And the thing that mastery does is every single time you take a 3 match of any color, there's a chance that it will surge. Surge being that it'll give you double mana. This does not double your banner effect, but it does double the whatever is taken. So let's say you take 3 and you have a +1 yellow, it'll give you 7 mana. It'll double the 3 to 6, and then it'll add your +1, like on that Sword's Edge banner we were just on, and then give you a total of 7. And your percent chance is based on your masteries. And you get this from several areas: hero, guild, class, your hero class, kingdoms, and pets. Though I believe blue is the only one that pets are currently under, which seems kind of odd. But they'll add it for the other ones eventually too. But The easiest way to get these early on in the game are hero and kingdoms. So yes, having your kingdoms, getting those a little bit upgraded each one is a really easy way just to get these percents up a little bit higher. This isn't really too big a deal, but earlier on in the game, it matters quite a bit more, because you need to try getting this to about 50% as quickly as possible. And when you're first starting out, you have like 20%, 30%, ridiculously low numbers, maybe even not that high. But you want to get it to at least 50%, because everything beyond about 50, 55%, it starts to lose a lot of effectiveness. So you don't really start gaining too much extra surge chance from there, because it starts to diminish over time. But I believe at about 100 all mastery, 150 or so, maybe 200, somewhere around there, at least 100, 150, starts to really lose its return. But getting to that point is really important, because it just makes it a lot easier to accumulate mana throughout the battle, and plays a really huge difference, at least initially, which is why you want to start getting those early by leveling up all your kingdoms to a small degree. You can do it to level 3, you can do it to level 4, you can do it to level 5, really just depends what you want to stop at. Everyone has like a different number that they like. I just like going for the magic and attack kingdoms earlier, which is why I only go to 3, and then just go for all the other level 10s. But yeah, you can do it at whatever number you want. I would just advise doing it at no later than 5 though. Start going to the magic and attack kingdoms, because it starts costing quite a bit. I think it starts costing like 2,000 or even more than that, 4,000, some kind of pretty decent number of gold once you start getting past level 5 and such. Let's see. What banner should you be using with Glaceon, Ice Troll, Goblin, and Bloodhammer? What's your 4th troop on that team? Oh, wait, never mind. Ice Goblin is your... Wait, Ice Troll, Ice Goblin. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me go put that team together. I need to visualize it to actually say it. Let me see. Glaceon. Oops, that's... Wait. Oh, I keep forgetting. I keep spelling it with a C instead of a Y. Glaceon. Let's see. What was the other one? Ice Troll. The Ice Goblin. And we needed the Bloodhammer. Okay, so what does this need? So we're missing green, so we'd probably just go minus green banner then. And believe that gives us the colors we need. Isn't that +2? Oh, wait, we're missing... Yeah, never mind. The +2 blue, +1 yellow. This gives us the extra +1 yellow we need for that, and it gives us quicker Ice Goblin. Oh, then again, we don't really need a +2 if we're only using 1 blue like that. Is there not another minus green banner? I was thinking Talon banner initially, but I forgot. That's minus blue, not minus green. Yes, that one's actually better. Never mind. Go the Shantang banner. And the reason for this is the colors, or the amount of manas that you generally want to give a +1 to, are 4, 7, 11, 13, and occasionally 15. And the banner and the amount of mana that you generally want to give a +2 to are 8, 10, 12, 13, and 16. And as you can see right here, oh, also for the +1s, also 14. So again, I should like jot this down, gosh. Let's see. Ice Goblin, 4, 7, 11, 13, sometimes 15, and 14. And for the +2s, it is 5, which is almost nothing, 8, 10, especially if you have low surge chance on 10, 12, because if you take a 5 times its full mana, 16, and that's basically it. So those are all the things that you'd throw the specific colors on, or what generally need one. So on something like this, don't necessarily need it. We can get it off of other stuff just because it's too high of a mana. 13, so we want to go give it a +2 if we can, and in this case we're giving it +2 yellow. And 11, so we want to try giving it a +1, because if we take a 5 times, it'll get full mana, and it'll allow us to 2-turn it if we get 1 surge. And that's the whole reasoning behind that. So we're getting +2 yellow for the Ice Troll that needs it, and the Goblin. Generally, things 15+ mana, you don't necessarily have to hit a banner to, unless it's like a really core mana generator of yours. It's generally the stuff that are 14 mana cost or lower that you generally want to give the banner to. 14 lower costs that are all mana generators. And you also generally want to give it to your mana generators. As you can see here, this is our mana generator, and this is also our mana generator, because this explodes, which gives us 70% of the mana, and this gives us a double blue into a double brown, which will also give us mana. You generally don't want to give it into things like this. Even though this does generate some mana, it's going to take too long to get up, and normally you want to give it into smaller things that will easily be able to get it after a cast. So it just casts, then it takes like 2 turns to get back up, and then you just keep repeating it like that. Like this Ice Troll with +2, we could easily double turn it. Since if we Surge it on the first time, it's going to give us 8 mana. And then if we don't Surge it on the following time, it'll give us 5, which will go to full mana. And in the case of Ice Goblin, same thing. It'll give us 7 if we Surge once, and then 4 if we don't, which will give us the 11. Which is also one of the reasons why it's so important to upgrade your kingdoms initially to get 50%, because it allows you to do these 2 turns to get these troops up. And of course, the higher above 50% chance, the more often it would occur. But it's really, really important to get the masteries to 50% as soon as you can, as a lot of the teams with banners like that do function like that, where they need to get at least 1 Surge to reach full mana. Otherwise, you'll have to take a whole additional turn to get them there. Is that a good setup for troops, or what would you switch? Oh no, that's perfectly fine for a team. I believe I even did that on Monday. Or I think I might have switched out one other troop in there. I might have switched out, I don't know what I switched out, but yeah, it's a pretty decent team. I wouldn't really advise using Pure from that kingdom, but there's going to be a pet for it eventually that'll give you a little bit extra stats. Actually, what is the bonus for using Pure that kingdom? Generally, I do try staying away from using Pure kingdoms just because there's normally alternatives within other kingdoms. Wow, that gives a lot of armor. 8 armor, 1 attack. Well then. But yeah, this team's perfectly fine. There isn't really anything wrong about it, other than that it doesn't use every color, but you could easily set your banner to something that's -1 to kind of get rid of most of that. But yeah, basically anything with King, Highforge, Glaceon with mana generators is fine, and that is also the case. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Let's actually go use it once against our revenge battle. Ooh, he has freeze, anti-freeze. We'll go fight against this. It's rival as well, so we get even more glory by like 1, because the other one would have given 1 more anyways. So go take the blue right there. Take the green. Get the... Oops, I used the wrong team. He just knows that now. Fail. I'll go do it on our next battle. It's because I always assume it switches back to the team that you were just using, but if you were looking on the troop menu page, it doesn't switch it back automatically. You have to go and manually change it, which I didn't do. So I'll just go quickly kill this and then go do the other one. And then I'm probably heading off for the night, so if any of you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time, 1 hour prior to now. We'll also be back tomorrow morning in 13 hours from now at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we will just be going and mainly messing around with Doomskull stuff, kind of chilling around. Again, I don't believe anything new is coming out tomorrow, unless I was wrong about when the next Pet Gnome is. But I believe Pet Gnome is the following week, not next week. So yeah, nothing should be occurring tomorrow. It should just be kind of a normal Friday. But the following Fridays after this Friday, we should be getting a lot of stuff coming in. But we'll have redeem codes, and we'll just be messing around with stuff. What do we need? We'll go get that down. Get that for the damage. See if we can get a Glaceon in here. Sure, we'll get that for the chain reaction. And we actually turned off the Cascade. And, why do you not have full mana? I guess we'll go and take that over. Oh, wait, I could have converted that. Oh, well, luckily we cascaded for mana. And that's match. And out it goes. Is Corvash worth getting out of the Soulforge? No. I would not. Well, it's a good troop. I don't think it's worth spending 800 diamonds for, though. But it is a really nice troop. It's great for Brown Guild War Day and Blue Guild War Day as well, which is applicable this week, though Brown Day already passed. Okay, let me go do this team now. Also not against that. Let me repick into a real team. Sure. Real enough. Actually, that's not really that real. Why is everything so not real? That one's just annoying. Fine, we'll fight this one. We'll go use this one against it. We have immune to freeze in the first slot, so he's not even going to do anything with that. Oops, not the one I meant to do. Let's go into this. I have no clue why he's using that team. What is that even supposed to counter? I'm very confused. Maybe that's his Brown Guild War Day counter? He's at this triple to Brown, and he denies Brown? Yeah, it has to be. That's his Brown Guild War counter. I don't know why the green series on it then. That's a little bit misplaced. Seems a bit odd, but oh well. So right off the bat, we're going to want to get our these two up. And since we have +1 on red, we'll go and surge that. Oh, we didn't surge! Of course, you could also take 2 reds and then not get to surge on either of them. That is also a thing. That's why you get the extra surge chance. Though, of course, even with it, it sometimes doesn't hit. But if we were to surge one of them, that would have been 2 turn on him. I guess we'll go surge on this one. Seriously, can something surge already? Every surge we need is we're not getting. Okay, we'll go grab that down. Take that for a skull. Apply the damage. Get this thing to hit. It mainly just denied out my mana, unfortunately. We'll go take a double here. That mostly missed, but it did cascade a bit of damage, I guess. We'll go throw this down if it has alignment. Otherwise, we throw the other thing down, and it does right there. So I'll grab that. We'll go for the explosion to clear out the board if we don't have alignment, and we don't, so we'll clear that out. See if we have alignment again. Still don't, so I guess we'll go and just explode something. Like that right there and get the chain reaction. Does slightly more damage that way if we take it that way. Took it the other way, I think we would have missed one of the Doom Skulls. And that's match. Way overkill. And we still had everything else. And I didn't even throw the other guy once. Though we were using his Doomstorm, of course, even though we didn't actually cast him. But yeah, Corvash is a really nice troop to have around. I don't think it's worth 800 diamonds, though, personally. Because you use it very rarely. There's only 2 things you use it for, really. Guild Wars and... Well, basically Guild Wars. Guild Wars and Guild Wars. I guess you could technically use it in some PvP teams, especially if you build like a Justice team and something like that. You could even use it with the new the new Ice Bomb thing if you don't have other options like Corvash. The team would be Corvash, Valkyrie, Justice, and either fully traded Queen Mab in last slot or the new Ice Goblin in last slot, both of which would end up working and doing what you need. But yeah, other than that, Corvash is sometimes used in true damage teams, it's sometimes used in stun teams. Very rarely would you actually need to stun the enemy team, but if you do, fully traded Corvash is the best stunner in the game. And yeah, that's about it. It's really just blue and brown Guild War days are basically the 2 instances where you use it. I guess raid bosses, it can come into handy some, because you can drain out the things, but it doesn't work on towers, though, for invasion. Boss raid troops for next week, please. It's going to be the Goblin. It's 4 times Goblins. The raid troop, I forget what color it was. I believe it's red-purple. Yeah, it was red-purple. It's going to be a red-purple troop that extra turns and does 3 to 5 times damage, of course, based on Ascension. It's just a standard Goblin, and you'd run it into a 4 times Goblin team. The best one that you could run it into would be something along the lines of Nobin Brothers, Princess Fizzbang, Queen Grapplepot, followed by the thing that does 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, the new troop that's coming in. And you just build it into a 4 times Goblin team. Do keep in mind those Goblins have to be Zacian Goblins, because it's a Zacian week. Even though there's a lot of Goblins in the Kingdom, you can't just use any Goblin. It has to be specifically Zacian Goblins. And yeah, that's pretty much all you would use. That's basically all you have to do. That or go the cheaper route with it and just use more like the Goblin Rocket spam. You could literally just use 4 Goblin Rockets and probably get away with that. Not even kidding. You probably could get away with just using 4 Goblin Rockets as long as you have its first trait. And I think you could just infinitely loop off of that if you get lucky enough to win out every single battle. It would take forever. It would take hours upon hours upon hours. But if you truly wanted to do it, you could win at any level range just using 4 Goblin Rockets next week. It's going to be really funny. I might just have to do that for one of the battles just to see if we can win. Like when we already know we got in every reward from our guild. Or maybe even just earlier in the week than that, because we generally do get it every single week, except for 1 so far. But I might just legitimately use 4 times Goblin Rocket and see what happens. Probably only once or twice, because again, the battle's going to take like 5, 10, 15 minutes. But I believe it is possible to win with just 4 of them. And he's ultra rare. His first trait's really cheap, so most people have access to it. Let's see. They will add kingdoms for Vault, Primal, etc. Yes, they are. They are planning on it. They've been planning on that for almost a year now. There was mentions of it. Salty accidentally leaked it last week, like about 6 days ago, or like 8 days ago, 9 days ago. She accidentally leaked it publicly. But yeah, it's, yeah. We found out about that even earlier. But yeah, we've known about that for almost a year now. It's just now it's kind of official, since Salty unofficially showed it to us. So yes, probably next patch, most likely, since her version is running on the most recent version of the game, and hers was showing the kingdoms in there. We're probably getting Volt, Apocalypse, and Primal kingdoms coming into next patch, most likely. There's no guarantee to that, but it's very likely. What exactly they'll do, we don't know. And what they'll do to replace it out, we also don't know. Because the Apocalypse Kingdom in particular is going to be kind of weird, because it has 5 mythics currently. It's the highest amount of mythics within any kingdom as of this current moment in time, by a ridiculous amount. No other kingdom has more than 1, if even 1, and this kingdom is only 5 mythics with nothing else in it. So not quite sure what they're going to do about that, but yeah, we'll have to see. Could you imagine a kingdom of 8 mythics? That would be interesting. Though the next mythic's already confirmed to not be a Apocalypse, and I don't think they're coming in anytime soon, so we'll have to see exactly what's up with that. Maybe we'll just leave it as is. We'll know for sure they're adding more to Vault. Right now I think there's like, what, 4 in Vault? 3? 4. 3. Numbers. I think it's 4. Yeah, it's 4, because I don't own the other one. Show all. But yeah, it's 4 currently. And I don't own the Pet Gnome because I haven't opened a single Vault key yet, because I've been hoarding them all. But we'll get him next key opening, when we go do it next, not next Friday, but the following Friday, when it's a Treasure Gnome event, we'll go open all those. But yeah, both the kingdoms have like nothing in them. Vault has 4, and Apocalypse has 5 mythics. Anyways, guys, I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much for coming down. Again, we'll be back either same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow night, or in 13 hours from now at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be just messing around with stuff for a few hours in the morning. and giving out some redeem codes and all that. So see y'all later. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. And if you still have any other questions, feel free to leave it on any of my videos and all that. And yeah, have a wonderful week, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye, everyone.